My name is Nizam. I'm from Ekota Academy. I'm the CEO of Ekota Academy. We have been very fortunate to be able to deliver this project to our community. It's a very diverse community. We have got youngsters from all backgrounds. What this project has done is the greatest difference between in the life of young people.
My name is Søren Nielsen. I'm from Scarabeus Aerial Theatre. We are an aerial theatre company which has been going for 36 years now. We do both outdoor performances and indoor, and we also run an extensive engagement program. One of those programs is called Take Flight, which is the program funded by NCEL, and it's a program for young people, 13 to 25-year-old. They come once a week and learn aerial skills, which has a great benefit for them both on their physical but also their mental health.
Hi, my name is Silvino. I'm the sports manager at ELFT Fight for Peace. Fight for Peace is a sports for development organisation that works with young people between the ages of 7 to 25. We use boxing and martial arts combined with personal development to help young people reach their full potential.
Hi, so my name is Xavier Boa. I am the CEO and founder of Displaced. And what we do is we look at what are the community-based ways that we can tackle health inequity with young people and families from migrant backgrounds. And we typically do that through workshops and coaching programs that develop a sense of belonging and youth leadership within the mental health space.
My name is Ahmed Mohammed, and I am the CEO and founder of YouCIC, an organization that works with young refugees and asylum-seeking children across Haringey and Enfield.
The project made a huge difference within our community. We really realized after a couple of years in that we need a service like this, especially to support young people after the COVID. The children who were born during the COVID, probably they were 5 or 6 years old, and they became now 11, 12 years old. And you can see the challenges that they were facing, because most of the 2 years they were sort of like they were not allowed to go out. And that had a lot of impact in their lives and the way they saw the world, especially being a young kid. We faced those challenges and we were able to get them out, get them involved in different type of physical activities and get them into teamworks. A lot of mentoring and one-to-one support was given to those individuals so they come out of their shells and basically understand there is a life outside the room that they were living in.
Quite a few of the young people we work with wouldn't normally set their foot in a physical exercise class, let alone an aerial class. Some of them because they can't afford it, and others simply because they don't have the confidence. They have a very different, sometimes conflicting relationship with their body. So to come here and actually realize that their bodies can do amazing things, which is not just for amazing circus artists, but also for ordinary people, it's had a huge impact on them. And we can see how they grow and how their confidence grow, how they flourish as people, and also how they develop social skills between each other.
These are young people that was probably involved and exposed to crime and violence. And the one day he was training and I was in the ring and I looked up from the bottom and I can see like he had like a cut on the top of his head. So I stopped him and I was like, "What's that on top of your head?" And he's like, "Yeah, the other week I was stabbed on top of my head." I couldn't believe it. And I'm just nonchalant about it, talking about it like it's normal. And obviously we wanted to get closer to this young person because he's in a situation where he's exposed to those kind of situations. So we want to kind of keep him away from it. And by him being here, will kind of allow us to be able to work with him closely. And then through that, he started joining the session more often. It was pretty much here all the time, consistently. And we saw the behavior change in him. It was more ambitious. He joined university and he's now part of our boxing coaches as well. And he's pretty much going to be turn professional as a boxer now as well. So yeah.
2 young people who are both on the programme, they were having some issues and arguments in school. And so what they did, because we had capacity outside the workshops itself, we were able to have conversations with both of the young people in their kind of mentoring support sessions on what is that conflict bringing up for them. And that way we were able to just share a little bit more around like de-escalation techniques, a topic area that we weren't typically going to explore too poignantly throughout the workshops. So that gave us space to have those important in-between conversations. And this funding has been particularly helpful for that.
It was towards the end of financial year, and grassroots organizations funding has always been a challenge aspect of running the organization, and you always have young people on your books. Young people don't know if you have funding or you don't have funding. They just want to access the service because they feel like they get the best support that's needed. And finally, when we got the green light to say we've been awarded funding, it was a really it made a huge difference within the organization, which means we can retain experienced staff and also experienced volunteers as well, which means we can continue, we can start a program that young people have helped to shape as well. So it made a huge difference in terms of, the activities that we do, which led to like this year again, running, similar activities with more, female participants. So the NCEL funding has made a huge difference here.
There were numerous of challenges. Number one was obviously having a venue where you can actually have a one-to-one discussion or a group discussion. Before the funding, we were really stressed out. How can we support those young individuals? And it's not just supporting the individual, it's supporting the parents as well, because they come as a package. And unless you get that right, no matter what you get to, how you work with the young person, if you can't work with the parents as well, then there's a huge communication gap. And what we found through this funding, it was enabling us to directly communicate with the young person.
With regular intervals, we do projects with the young people where we either do maybe a video with them, or we do a public sharing for their families and friends. And that's always led by the young people. So we talk about which subjects or themes they would like their little performance pieces to be around. Sometimes they do solos or work together 2 and 2, and also sometimes we do big group choreographies. And all that is always young people led. Some of our young people also become ambassadors for the program, so either through peer-to-peer referral of their friends or other people they see. And we also use them every year when we do recruitment, where they come in and help the tutors on the taster sessions, both as assistant but also as ambassadors, so they act as role models for potential new members of the group.
We have 5 pillars, and one of our pillars is youth leadership. And within that pillar itself, we have a thing called youth power. I was actually, I'm very old now, yeah, but when I was a young person here at the Academy, I was a member myself, and I was part of the youth power, used to be called Youth Council at the time, and we were actually responsible for making a lot of, shaping a lot of the decisions that gets made within the Academy. We made some changes into how youth power actually works now. So we have a youth power member within all of the sports session that also operate within all of the pillars, so they can kind of represent all the young people within each individual section that they're in. And a lot of the changes that we made within the organization was based on what a young person decided. A lot of the time they get a say so in a lot of the decision making that we do.
Youth work is such an interesting space, especially when we're looking at youth work which addresses health inequity, because often with youth work it can be a little bit thankless in the sense that some of the seeds that we're planting now, we may never see until a random interaction, let's say 10, 20 years down the line, where we might come across alumni from one of our programs and we have a kind of heartwarming interaction talking about, oh, this that I learned in that program I'm now doing when I talk to my kids or when I talk to my siblings or even in my work. So I'm really excited to see what seeds have been planted. Aside from that, more practically, I really want to see how we can build this out in other boroughs with other maybe target groups of young people.
Our hopes for the future is to expand on the work that we're doing, hopefully get more funding, especially for as an organization, all the other organizations that we've collaborated with, stakeholders, there's still more referrals, coming through, and we wouldn't want this project that we have seen that's made a lot of difference in young people's life and the community to just stop. So we want to expand and carry on with the program and reach out to more female participants and other organizations that work with young migrants as well. So that's our hope for the future, and to see more young people, excelling through their journey and coming back to share their own successful stories, to other new arrivals or those that are, currently struggling with the challenges that they're facing, just to have this hope that, there's always a light, at the end of the tunnel.